When it comes to improving soil health naturally, few tools are as effective as mulch. But choosing the right mulch can mean the difference between tired, compacted clay and vibrant, living soil teeming with earthworms. In this Soil Doctor testbed trial, we put two popular organic mulches head-to-head, alfalfa pellets and grass clippings. Over 30 days we compared how each performed in side-by-side beds, measuring worm activity, soil moisture, and plant growth. What we found may just change how you build your beds forever. Both materials offer undeniable value. Alfalfa pellets are often thought of as animal feed, but they're also a powerhouse soil amendment. Once soaked and spread, they break down rapidly, releasing nitrogen, amino acids, and a natural growth stimulant called triacontanol. Grass clippings, on the other hand, are free and abundant, especially in urban and suburban gardens. They're high in nitrogen and excellent for feeding soil microbes, if used wisely. In our experiment, we created two identical beds with the same soil blend and the same crops, young peppers, kale, and marigolds. One bed received a 2-inch layer of soaked alfalfa pellets, while the other was covered in sun-dried grass clippings. From the start, differences began to appear. Within the first week, the alfalfa mulch had already begun fermenting under the surface. This microbial bloom drew in earthworms by the second week. Beneath the mulch layer, we observed worm castings and tunnels, clear signs of biological activity. The soil retained moisture evenly and smelled earthy and sweet. By day 15, the plants in the alfalfa bed were visibly darker green with stronger stems and more rapid leaf growth. The grass clipping bed had a slower start. Initially, the mulch helped lock in moisture, especially during that midday heat. But by week 2, parts of the mulch began to mat down and, repel water, especially after overhead watering. This crust limited airflow and slightly slowed root development. Earthworm presence was there, but not nearly as pronounced as in the alfalfa bed. What made the alfalfa so effective? It comes down to nutrient availability and microbial stimulation. Alfalfa pellets aren't just organic matter, they're a microbial feast. The fermentation process, well, it jumpstarts fungal and bacterial growth, which then draws in earthworms and accelerates nutrient cycling. Grass clippings do provide a flush of nitrogen, but without a balance of carbon they can go anaerobic and create short-term imbalances in the soil food web. That said, both mulches improved the soil by the end of the trial. The control area, which was left bare, had far lower worm activity and required more watering. Soil in the grass bed had improved texture and moisture retention compared to the control, but the alfalfa bed stood out with visibly darker, more friable soil. The roots of our test crops in that bed were deeper and more fibrous, an indicator of thriving below-ground conditions. So, what's the verdict? Well, for rapid soil building and explosive microbial activity, alfalfa pellets are, without a doubt, the clear winner. They feed the soil food web more efficiently, draw in worms faster, and support consistent plant growth. So grass clippings still have value, especially when you mix them with other materials or use them in layers. But honestly, they just can't match the biological power of fermented alfalfa mulch on their own. For gardeners working with poor, compacted, or even nutrient-depleted soil, this kind of mulching decision really matters. Start with a base of soaked alfalfa pellets, then layer lightly with grass clippings or shredded leaves to help prevent matting. Water deeply, and just let nature take over from there. In just a matter of weeks, your soil will feel more alive. Your plants will respond with real vigor, and your watering needs will drop dramatically. If you found this guide useful, go ahead and subscribe to the Soil Doctor channel for more no-nonsense soil revival techniques. Share this video with a fellow grower and let's build better soil together, one handful at a time.